to do now? My God, guide me.
Father Arno, it's Professor Kruger. Hey, come back up. Hey, Father Arno, it's Professor Kruger.
An illusion. It was just an illusion. And now I've lost all my weapons. But one.
I'm so happy you made it this far. You're going to succeed.
Maria! But can I really call you that?
Yes, that is the name I chose. The old one was Martha, as you've doubtless understood.
What happened to you?
When I was Martha, hidden by a veil, happiness was forbidden me. So I lived to care for others. When I learned that it wasn't illness that took their lives, I looked to see where the responsibility lay. I followed the path. I arrived before the Master. He offered me the unthinkable, eternal beauty, a life unveiled.
So you have become the servant of Dracula.
That's a privilege, Arno. In a bit I'll leave you alone and he will approach you. Above all, don't do anything rash. Seize the opportunity. Don't you know why? I really wanted you to follow the path. I did everything in my power to help you, and would have done even more if the Master had allowed it. I wanted you to join me, Arno, to share my new life. An illusion meant to make you understand it's vain to struggle against him. I prepared a brew with plants that made me fall into a cataleptic fit. They carried me to the grave. The Master took me out of it, then led me to the castle. After the final trial, the wounds on my face healed. My body was rejuvenated. I then came back to the dispensary using the identity of Maria. It is. The villagers need the supernatural to help them bear their existence. They made me a saint, and the diocese seized hold of the occasion. Their mistake turned out happily, since it brought you here and allowed us to meet. Fate brought us together. First, I went to the Turkish prison. The Master learned of that. Nothing escapes him. Upon my return, he wanted to test me. One of his men came to the dispensary. I fled, but he pursued me to the broken oak. There I grabbed his weapon and shot twice. I think that was when the Master looked favorably upon me. I pursued my route, picking the weeds from my garden and burning my pigeon loft. Then I drank the sleeping brew to awaken in the castle. You know the rest. I didn't kill, except to defend myself. That brute of an inspector, I had to kill him under the oak, I had to. But I haven't murdered anyone.
Not yet, but you serve a murderer.
No, a hunter. The eagle and the tiger must kill to eat. That is their nature.
But becoming a tiger, or even the accomplice of a tiger, is to renounce human nature.
You won't have the choice. Facing the master, you are naked, defenseless. He speaks and you listen, trembling. Like you, I approached him with the mad idea of combating him. How pretentious. He could have destroyed me in a breath, but instead, he chose to offer me life. I owe him everything. That is, the master required that he be driven from the village. He knew many things, you see, so I did what I had to do to weaken him, without killing him.
You drank his blood? You visited his room during the night?
Do I really have to talk about it? Can't I keep some secrets? Perhaps they were more than just dreams. Janos, to accomplish the trial of the sacrifice and to get rid of a rival.
How do you know that?
He boasted of it to me. Janos, to accomplish the trial of punishment and to steal a manuscript. Probably Janos. I know he followed you in Turkey. Janos, he tried everything to eliminate you. Kruger harassed me for weeks to finish your analyses, but I always found some pretext to put off the job, so he lost patience and sent Janos to me.
Kruger attached a great deal of importance to those tests.
He pretended to be looking for a serum, but he never believed the P syndrome was an illness. The imposter. He wanted the analyses to identify prey, and that way work his way up to the master. So Janos came to me escorted by one of his friends, a thug from the Iron Guard. I pretended to collaborate, but I was trying to buy time. The battery was dead. I didn't know where I'd put the acid. The Schwartz filament was burned out. I knew the master was watching the dispensary and that he would intervene. He killed the thug and knocked Janos out. We put their bodies in the coffins. That's when you arrived.
Did you see me?
You passed right by me. I was in the storeroom behind a door hidden by wreaths of flowers.
Was Dracula with you?
Yes. We were waiting for one of his men to come get us in a truck. He locked you into the laboratory while we loaded the coffins. I left without being able to speak to you, but I thought that you would read my message in the mist.
Why did Dracula spare Janos?
To subject him to the final trials of the path. But you succeeded before he did. He's one of the leaders of the Thule Society, of which Janos is a member. Do you know of a brochure called The Lords of Twilight?
Yes, I looked through it at Arena Box Office.
Well, it's Kruger who wrote it, using a pen name.
Janos and Kruger are really very dangerous.
Not anymore, since you beat them to it. Win the Master's favor, and they will never reach their goal.